everybody panic, Bitcoin just sneezed, and your entire altcoin portfolio caught pneumonia overnight. We've all been there, watching a sea of red cascade down the screen like some kind of coordinated financial betrayal. And the question that keeps burning is whether any of these coins actually have a mind of their own. Here's the uncomfortable truth. During market stress, most altcoins don't just correlate with Bitcoin, they amplify it, falling harder and faster like a bad photocopy of the original crash. Think of Bitcoin as the tide, and most altcoins are just boats that forgot they had anchors. Back in the crypto winter of 2022, when Bitcoin dropped roughly 75% from its peak, Ethereum fell nearly 80%, Solana collapsed over 90%, and meme coins essentially returned to their natural state worthlessness. The correlation coefficients between Bitcoin and major altcoins during that period clustered between 0.8 and 0.95, which in plain English means they were practically holding hands on the way down. But here's where it gets interesting, because not everything behaved the same way, and the outliers tell a story worth studying. Certain smart contract platforms with genuine on-chain activity, real protocol revenue, and deep staking ecosystems showed measurably lower correlation during specific stress windows, not immune, but resilient in comparison. Ethereum, during the 2023 banking crisis, mini panic, held its ground better than most because its staking yield gave holders a financial reason to stay put rather than flee. When an asset pays you to hold it through turbulence, some portion of the holder base becomes structurally incentivized to resist panic selling. Contrast that with small cap altcoins and meme tokens, which during every major drawdown have functioned less like investments and more like leveraged Bitcoin bets with extra steps and worse liquidity. When Bitcoin drops 10% and your meme coin drops 35% in 48 hours, you haven't diversified. You've just added volatility without adding uncorrelated return. The historical lesson from 2018, 2020, and 2022 is remarkably consistent. Liquidity crisis events collapse correlations toward 1, meaning everything sells off together because panicked investors don't discriminate, they liquidate. It's the financial equivalent of a fire drill where everyone runs for the same exit regardless of where they were sitting. What actually separates the survivors? On-chain data tells you more than price charts ever will look at. Daily active addresses, protocol revenue, total value locked, and whether staking yields are organic versus artificially inflated to attract mercenary capital. Projects generating real fees from real users have a fundamental floor that pure speculation tokens simply don't possess. The misconception to dismantle here is that altcoin diversification automatically reduces your crypto risk, because in stress events, it often does the opposite. It concentrates your exposure to Bitcoin sentiment while adding idiosyncratic downside risk on top. True diversification in this space requires either assets with genuine non-correlated demand drivers or accepting that you're making high conviction bets, not building a balanced portfolio. Historically, the practical playbook looks like this. Size your highest conviction, fundamentally supported positions larger. Keep speculative small cap exposure genuinely small, and never let excitement about a narrative substitute for evidence of actual protocol adoption. Process over prediction, always, because nobody, and we mean nobody, has consistently called the bottom on altcoin cycles. There's an irony worth sitting with here. The altcoins most likely to decouple positively from Bitcoin during stress are also the ones boring enough to have real utility, real revenue, and real users. While the coins dominating Twitter conversation are almost always the ones most correlated with Bitcoin on the way down and least likely to recover on the way up, the market has a way of humbling narrative investors repeatedly. Philosophically, the traders who navigate altcoin cycles best aren't the ones with the strongest conviction. They're the ones with the most disciplined position sizing, because a 50% position in a correlated altcoin during a crypto winter is existentially different from a 5% position in that same asset. Conviction is cheap. Surviving drawdowns long enough to be right is the actual skill. We should be genuinely comfortable with uncertainty here, because even the best fundamentally sound altcoin can lag Bitcoin recovery by months or years And rational preparation means knowing your time horizon before the stress event, not during it. A plan made in calm waters is worth infinitely more than a decision made while watching your portfolio bleed in real time. The entire history of crypto cycles rhymes because human psychology doesn't change fear, correlates everything. Greed redifferentiates survivors. And the assets with real infrastructure tend to emerge from each cycle in a stronger relative position than the speculation tokens that dominated the headlines. Discipline, sizing, and consistency aren't the exciting parts of this story, but they are unambiguously the parts that matter most. Whether you're navigating crypto, building wealth through real estate, or planning your next major financial move, check out our links in the description below. We can help you get started with real estate investing, home contracting work, and connecting with the right lenders.